straight away and offered full price for it. So sensibly, the people took it and sold. But we are struggling to find a house. Initially, we were thinking, oh, we want to spend no more than say 450. We're now looking at probably 525 to 550.
EasyJet's big orange sale is
Really?
Yeah. And we don't want a vast amount, to be honest. We just want a house that's big enough to hold our stuff and has a garden big enough for the Beastie Boys. So
Oh, well, I'm glad it's going well for you and fingers crossed for you.
yeah,
But we're live right now. We have just started
Super.
the show. Welcome to the CABBIE Premier League show. I've already got somebody in, Ian Brown, in the chat says, hi all.
evening, Ian.
A little bit earlier than usual because I'll be finishing a 8:45 because I've got to go and get my son. It'll just be this one off though because he's at cadets, so I will have to just cut it short. But it's only 15 minutes as well, which I think's ideal because I mean, let's face it, it's we can't really talk much about the England game, can we?
No. I wouldn't have said England have gone backwards under Tuchel, but we've gone backwards under Tuchel. Still think the talking point of the day, though, mate, is the fact that for the Great North Run, they used the wrong picture on the medals.
Do you know, I just think that's especially the fact like it's got Newcastle South Shields and Gateshead on it. That's just brilliant.
And it's got the stadium light on it as well.
It's class, isn't it?
Well, to be honest, somebody did mention the fact that Steve Cram was on the selection committee for the medals, and as everybody knows, Steve's a big Sunderland fan.
Massive Sunderland fan.
However, one of the other people that didn't spot the error is a big skunk, which is Brendan Foster. And he was on the committee that chose the medals as well. And he said, honestly, none of us spotted it. Hilarious.
I think it was Isaac that made the final decision.
Yeah. I came across a video on Facebook earlier on, and it was a skit, but it was two Newcastle players collaring a tall, thin guy in the car park and giving him a good kicking. I wonder who that might have been.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder. But I've seen a lot of like social media stuff about, and I think one of the headlines says, why have they got the map of Sunderland when they have no involvement at all? And that caused quite an outcry because people were saying, well, how on earth can it not have any involvement at all? He says the amount of people in the thousands that doing the Great North Run from Sunderland and are raising lots and lots of money for charity.
Yeah.
It was badly worded. Sunderland don't have any part in it. Of course they blooming do. I mean, what a stupid thing to say. I mean...
And most people from South Shields are Sunderland fans.
Right.
And Hebben.
The thing is, though...
Heben's 50-50.
It is. It says the Great North Run. Do you know what I mean? So
it's not a Newcastle thing. It never has been. It's always been a northeast thing.
Aye. I just think it is kind of funny though, and it's like,
yeah.
It'll go down in folklore. That will, it really will. I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Somebody said that. He said people will still be talking about these medals in 44 years' time, because of course it was the 44th anniversary of the Great North Run yesterday. So.
Well, Maureen says someone says the designer works for Temu.
Yeah, let's just take a picture of a river from the northeast of England. Plastic.
But do you know, I think that when they've looked at it, I just think that they've just looked at it as a map and that's it. Yeah. They've just looked at it as a map. They've not looked at it closely. They've just thought, because of all these years, they're just doing the same thing. I'm not talking about designs, I mean, obviously, because it's the Great North Run. They've just looked at it as a map. And do you know, when your brain sees something before your eyes do? I don't know if you do that a lot, but I can do that. If I'm rushing about in my taxi and I'll see a screen, a job come up, and I'll see your name, my mind will read it before my eyes do. And
Yes.
think, oh, Mr. Johnson from so-and-so. All right, okay, and I'm driving to so-and-so. Oh, it's Mr. Johnson. Oh, it's a different Mr. Johnson. I'm going to the other address. I think that's exactly what's happened. They've just thought, yeah, it's the map. That's fine.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what have happened is because to be fair to them, you look at a map, it's got a river on it, and you think, yeah, it's probably the Tyne.
Would you have noticed it, do you think?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because I've spent my life looking at maps, yeah, and having, lived and worked up in Skunk Central for a lot of years. It was you had to know the rivers, you had to know what shape the rivers were, because it had an effect on what the weather was doing. So, like the classic fog on the Tyne, you wouldn't get it on the Weir. It couldn't happen on the Weir because the Weir wasn't the banks of the Weir weren't as steep and didn't contain the moisture like the banks of the Tyne did around Newcastle. So that's why you get the fog on the Tyne and not the fog on the Weir.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I just think this trend's gonna. I seen somebody photoshopped something before about the red arrows flying over the Tyne Bridge when the Great North Run started, and someone's photoshopped it and done the Weymouth Bridge with the Stadium of Light in the background. The red arrows are going over it with the headline saying, and as you can see, the red arrows flying over the Tyne Bridge today.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. A few years back, I would have been able to arrange that.
I bet you would have done.
Because I used to drink with the Reds when they were out at Akrotiri doing their workup, their practice. They'd come out to Cyprus for 2 months to do practice drills and things like that. So they'd be doing full displays and practicing new stuff while they were there. And you used to go into the mess bar and they'd all be in there and you'd be having a laugh with them. And, they said many a time, if you want us to do out, just let us know. We can always divert on a route and fly over somebody's house if you want us to.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mind you, saying that, they did one because my missus used to organise the CM show, August Bank Holiday weekend, and invariably they would pay for certain things. So things like the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight, doing a fly past and things like that. And one year they'd failed to show up. And it turns out they'd flown over Seaburn Show, not Seaham Show.
Oh, for God's sake.
So the following day, they got the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight and the Red Arrows did a flyover. And that was, the Red Arrows were free of charge, and they normally charge a fortune for stuff like that.
God, yeah, they're not. Beautiful planes, though.
Yeah. I mean, good lads as well, to be honest. The pilots, they're all seriously good pilots.
The elite, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And most of them have flown Typhoons or Tornadoes, and they have to downgrade their aircraft when they join the Reds.
They're fantastic. Anyway, Rob, we're gonna talk about our lovely football team.
Yeah.
So I mean, I do a thing now called the Daily News. Every day I put up like a 5-minute video of just like snippets of what's been going on at the club. Hello, Eve. Good evening, Andrew Moore. How are you doing? Kingfisher, hey guys, hope you're all well. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Colin Major, you all right, mate? How are you doing? Apparently the medals for the run next year, you can eat them if you peel the foil off. Any news on Ballard, says Maureen Johnson. No, good question. It's been kept under wraps. As you can see, the news ticker going along on the bottom there. Granit Xhaka starts obviously against Slovenia, and our home tie against Aston Villa will be dedicated to the Bradley Lowry Foundation. So that'll be a special day. That for the foundation. Cancer Has No Colours campaign. And he's the rain starting if you can hear anything. And it brings back memories that. Can you remember when he got voted for the goal of the month, Bradley Lowery, and he took that penalty against Chelsea?
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. And I mean, the little Ben. I mean, Bradley Lowery. I'm not 100% certain if I know his parents, but they lived virtually in the same street as my grandmother, and there was a family called Lowery that lived in or around the same house. So it could be they were relatives of a laddie I used to. Well, I grew up with basically when I was a kiddie living in Blackhall. Seems strange to be the same village, the same family, roughly the same street, same house. So it possibly was a relative of Colin Lowry, who was a laddie I used to knock around with when I was a little one.
Yeah. It's a small world, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is.
Do you know? When I look back on that game, the Chelsea squad, they were absolutely amazing with Bradley Lowery.
In fact, every game he went to and got onto the field, the teams that we were playing were brilliant with them, and so were the fans. I mean, Everton in particular were absolutely outstanding.
There was a player for Chelsea. I'm trying to think of his. Trying to think of the guy's name. Big fella for Chelsea. Queer looking fella, but he was a hell of a player. He must have spent about 20 minutes just one-on-one with Bradley, passing the ball, and it was what the heck was he called? Was it Jota or something like that? It'll come to us. I'll have to look back. It's doing my head in that, but yeah, it was really, really good. And of course, Everton did the same for him as well, didn't they?
Yeah,
and they donated a huge chunk to the foundation, which was really good. I believe they paid us enough money as well to get Bradley Lowery to go over abroad or somewhere to get some sort of treatment.
Yeah. Very sad with the burn, but
it is. But it'll be a special day.
Yeah.
And I've heard as well that Tottenham could be considering a January move for Dennis Serkin. Apparently, Serkin's feeling a little bit sorry for himself, feeling that he's gone down the pecking order. But fans are saying, well, he's been injured for the majority of the time. I mean, so you can't really complain. And in this league, you certainly can't hang around for injured players. You've got to be quick and get down to business.
Yeah, Stephen Taylor, Diego Costa.
Well done, Stephen Taylor. Good to see you, by the way, mate.
The beast.
Diego Costa. But he was just... He literally took him to one side of the pitch, Diego Costa, and he was like 15, 20 minutes. He was just him and Lowry on his own. It was really good what he did.
Yeah.
So Ian Brown says, do we really want to rely on Rig or Neil when AFCON comes? Neil is simply not good enough. What do you think about that, Rob?
I do like Neil, but he does have a tendency to... I'll be kind to him. He loses his concentration easily, shall we say. He tends to drift off. But he's not a bad player. I think we will, given the number of AFCON contestants that we have in our team, I think we will struggle for a couple of weeks because not all of them are going to be away for the full month. Some are probably only going to be away for 2 or 3, a game or maybe 2. But some are highly likely to be away for the whole period. I mean, for instance, Talby may well be away for the whole period because I fancy Morocco to get to the final. So I think he'll be there for the whole month if he's in the squad. Some of the others, they'll be back within a week.
And it does happen with a lot of clubs as well. We've just got to get on with it. I mean, the main thing is what we should be worried about is hope they didn't get any injuries. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. It's fine having half the team a week or two, but if half the team get crocked while they're away, that's not going to do us very well. Unless, of course, we've got 40 points by Christmas.
Oh dear me. Hello to Gary Hoyle. Ian Brown says Gary Cahill. Yes, he was really good with Bradley Lowry as well. Well, of course they all were. Maureen says not all AFCON players will be away for a month. No, there won't be.
Yeah.
Michael Atkinson, hello. He says hope. Good to see you, mate, in the chat. He says hope Neil, Serkin, Alessi and Mundell all stay as we're going to get injuries and suspensions aside from the AFCON. Well, it's funny you should say that about Mundell, because there has been pictures of him in the gym doing his rehabilitation program, and a lot of fans do think that Mundell will be he will be up to the mark. He will step up. A lot of Sunderland fans prefer Mundell to Adingra, by the way, because he's more stockier. Sunderland winger Romain Mundell has been pictured back in the gym as he continues his recovery from hamstring injuries. So that's the only downside with Mundell, isn't it? You don't want another injury-prone player, because I do think there's something about Mundell, isn't there?
Yeah, he's a cracking player. He's a cracking player, and you're right. He is built like your proverbial brick outhouse. He's not a little guy, is he?
God's sake, no.
Whereas Adingra he's like a spelk, but he's quick. Whereas
he is.
Mundell is more like a 4x2, rather than a spelk, and he's quick as well. That's the trick. He's quick and he's got an eye for goal as well.
He has as well. Malta Singh's in the chat. How you doing? He says, just having me tea. Will be online soon.
Malta.
Good evening, mate. Yeah, that's no worries. So we're cutting it short tonight. It's 1:45 we're finished because I'm having to pick me little boy up. But it's it's always a little chop down showdown anyway when it's the international. Because let's face it, we could have half an hour talking about England, but I even think a minute would be too long talking about England. Just me. Hello, Tony O'Reilly. Good to see you. And how are you doing? But yeah, I mean, we Romain Mundell. I always remember. Gaz has now entered the room. Good to see Gaz. I always remember when we started the championship campaign when we had a fantastic start of the season, and Romain Mundell got injured, and we went down the pan. But we massively missed him.
Yes, yeah. And we picked up again when he came back.
We did. And we've got Gav. Gaz has entered the room. How are we doing, Gaz? You all right, mate?
Evening, Gaz.
I don't know if you can hear us or not. I'll just adjust the old cameras so we can see us all. Oh, he's connected. Hello, Gaz. How are you doing?
Hello. Mate? How are you doing, lads? He's all right?
Are you well? Good to see you.
Good, mate.
We're finishing earlier tonight, 1:45. I've got to go and pick my son up. Plus, it's like the international break as well. So, how have you been?
Good, mate. Just not long finished work. Been a long old day, but it's been good, mate. I was up in Carlisle on Saturday, which was absolutely fantastic. Big shout out to the Carlisle fans and acts. I think, honestly, it opened my eyes for the club in the conference. Can I just say, like, their hospitality was unbelievable. The fan zone, the fans, the ground and everything. So it was really, really good to see other clubs like that up in the north still, achieving what we're doing, like at Sunderland and other clubs in the northeast as well.
Well, that's my second team, Carlisle, because, I mean, Sunderland's my blood team. I mean, Carlisle's my second team, because obviously I've lived that way for so long, and it's been part of my life as well since I've been in my pram. But yeah, they've got very, very rich owners. The fan zone's great. They've got like a huge, big screen outside that the fans can watch, I think, the away games. and stuff. They just need to get it right on the pitch because they've got a really good fan base.
Yeah, I was last up there. I think it was 1991, if I remember rightly. A dark, cold Tuesday night FA Cup, 91st minute winner from Kevin Ball, I believe it was.
I was there. I was there.
Were you there?
We won 3-1. No, there was one of them. It was 3-1. I was actually in the home end, and they pulled it back to make it either 1-1 or 2-1 or something like that, and then we scored 3-1. The Mick Buxton era.
Aye. You know what? The stadium hasn't really changed much. They've just sort of like disguised it well, if to say the least. Because I remember when I was there, when I went to the toilet, it was like an old bin shed. The toilet was like sort of like just in breeze blocks. It was like a good old fashioned Roker Park, sort of say.
Yeah, because the drew was Sunderland twice at Roker Park, didn't they? They filled the whole Roker end. I mean, even when Carlisle first went to Wembley, they took nearly 30,000 down. You know, I was there, 1995 against Birmingham. What an atmosphere that was! The old Wembley.
Aye.
That was brilliant.
Imagine. So you guys getting on anyway? He's been all right.
Yeah. Busy filling forms, trying to find a house to buy and things like that. So
I'll better you than me.
I'll be doing another dash up to the northeast from Devon next weekend to have a look at some more houses.
Yeah. I mean, you could have jumped on the bus with them from Truro. I couldn't believe they come all the way up here to Carlisle.
They must have made a week. You've got to make a weekend of that, haven't you? I mean, if you're going to come up for that, I mean, it's the same when my son Ashton's going down there, the last game of the season. So I mean, if Carlisle are promoted, it'll be a good day. But I think they'll be leaving on the Friday and coming back on the Sunday. They're making like a little bit of a weekend of it. You've got to, haven't you?
It's too much to do in a day. You just, I mean, you know yourself, Cabbie, from having driven it last weekend.
That's right. Yeah.
It can easily be a 10-hour drive, and on a bad day, you can be stuck in traffic for hours on the M5 or the M6.
You know, with that, it's right, absolutely. You get that engrossed in the Premier League and all the cartel clubs and stuff. But I really enjoy watching like the lower leagues of football. When I seen like the 70-odd Truro fans, it just had a cosy element to it. It's like, well, yeah, this is real football. These are the real fans.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I like when the FA Cup early round starts and the BBC puts on like these the non-league games when it's autumn and it's cold outside. It's cosy watching it, and it's just got such a nice feel. And it's like, this is proper football. It's brilliant.
And for any club owners out there, for Sunderland who's got to travel all the way down, out to the south coast, like, I'm not just saying Bournemouth and places like that, but Carlisle actually gave every fan from Truro a free pie and a free pint with their tickets.
Excellent.
Which I thought was a really nice gesture, to say the least.
Yeah, they did.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
But they still say, though, to me, if you see a MACKEM, smack 'em. That's what the Cumbrians say.
Well, that's it. I mean, we'll always have that tag, won't we? So.
Yeah, it's... But yeah, the Jim N's in the room. Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see Dougie Stewart, the moderator. Kingfisher, who's a member of the channel. Good to see you as well. So yeah, we've just been we'll briefly 2 minutes. Did you enjoy the England game, Gaz?
Was it Maureen?
Yeah, Maureen.
Maureen summed it up perfectly. Lionesses 2 Euro winners, England Yawnfest men's senior team, which it was.
Well, for the highlights for the England game, just to get back on your point there, Stuart. I think by the sound of it, by the commentary from it, I think being stuck on the A66 was probably the best spot for me. Was driving over there and not having to watch it, because by the sound of it, it was just typical old England. Yeah. Boring, no atmosphere, and just I'm not really. Do you know what? Obviously, I do follow England, right? Let's not be beating about the bush there, but there's just no flair. There's just when they turn up, it's just happy with 1-0. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's job's done.
Yeah.
They didn't set the place alight on out like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's just what's happening to our England. I mean, is it because people are just getting bored now? We're having no competition in the qualifiers. I mean, it feels like a pre-season, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like the qualifiers. I mean, would you rather see England playing France in the qualifiers? But yet again, FIFA don't want that because they want the big clubs at the competition. So they don't want any of the big clubs knocked out earlier on before they get there. That's why they do it. But what's happening to England, though? It's the fact, like, because it's not just me or you or Rob thinking of it. I think the whole country is literally.
It's been like this for years. Or like we're getting into the competitions and stuff like that. Then, you know, it gets all the hype up. It gets all the country going, and then they just turn up and it's like, let's just put 10 people behind the ball and hope to God that they make a mistake and we're in.
Yeah. Yeah, that sums it up. We can play. They can play really well, particularly in some of the qualifiers against the better teams.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put them up against the supposed minnows, they struggle. And Gaz is absolutely right. You know, European Championships, they put 10 men behind the ball, well, 11 men behind the ball, hoping Spain would make a mistake, and they did. And we scored. Okay, we weren't good enough to score all the penalties, but yeah, you know, they're a bit like Sunderland in that we don't start playing until we go one behind.
Yeah, exactly. They wait for that, and it's like, right, let's go, let's wake up, let's kick on and try for the best. But I mean, England is England, right? If you go, do you know, if someone signed from, I don't know, Plymouth for 40 million and went to Arsenal, he'd be straight in the England squad.
Yeah.
Straight in because he's got a FD price, not because what he's done or how he's been playing at club level. It's about, you know, how much is he worth? Is he, you know, he's gone to a big club, he's going to be really good in. Like, and I watched it last night, so I actually sat and watched the Germany Northern Ireland game. I don't know if any of you watched it. And that new striker from Newcastle. Honest to God, like, do you know what it is? I worry for that club already because what I seen of him, it was like a Milton Nunes moment. You know what I mean? It was like, oh
fingers crossed.
No, I was like, Willen Hume, break his leg, break the mag's leg, man. You know what it is? They were lucky Ballard wasn't playing because Ballard was doing it.
Oh, wait. Yes, we'll have to say hello to Malta. Yeah, Malta's joined. How you doing, Malta?
Hello,
good
mate.
to see you, mate. Good to see you.
Good, Cabbie. Good, lads. How you all doing?
You had a good week?
Aye. Canny. I hate international break, to be honest. You know, the World Cup, the Euros, it's great, right? But, like, you've got so many mediocre sides. You know what the best game, the international game that I've watched, was actually Brazil-Chile. I don't know if you've seen Paqueta's goal.
I didn't.
That was a game and a half. It was on the Premier Sports 2. Just like, I was flicking through, like, well, what other games on? And that game was on, and it was a great game. And, oh, man, you know what it is? It's one of those goals. I'll have to get the YouTube link and send it to you because that was a goal and a half. It was like, it was like Ronaldinho of years gone by, the way he just, like, faded between three players in the box as if he wasn't there.
I mean, but some say he had a bet on that goal as well.
Well, I think Finale definitely had the bet on.
Definitely. What about Northern Ireland's goal last night? Let's talk about Price. It was absolute.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good. What a finish, man. I mean, you know, the way he just came over and it was a great finish. Like, it was a great finish. You know, up until that point, and you know, they were holding their own. You know, the low block, right? You know, and they were playing well, and I think they missed Ballard. To be honest, you know, they missed Ballard. He's their regular captain. They missed that bit of organisation and defence as well. And but you know, it is Germany. Howard, they're not like just some Mickey Mouse side.
No.
No, but didn't they not get beat the game before off some like sort of
Slovakia was it?
Slovakia, was it?
Got beat 2-0.
But then in the Euros qualifying, I don't know if you can remember, but they got beat by Northern Macedonia, right? And because these sides for them, it's like a massive cup final. I used to work in Slovakia when I worked for Jaguar Land Rover, and everyone's mental about football there. And I got 4 or 5 lads converted into becoming Sunderland fans as well. Over Sunderland tops and that.
But when you put into that sort of perspective, right, I think that's why Sunderland was stuck in League One for so long, because we were the scalp. Do you know what I mean? We were that team that people wanted to come and have that sort of, wow, the stadium, like, look at it, look at the fans, look at us. We've got nothing to lose. We'll just absolutely go for it. And I think that's where we struggled. We're seeing it with Leeds when they were down there, and we'll see it with many other clubs. And I feel, good on them, good on these clubs, but they should be doing that week in, week out. Do you know what I mean? They should.
You know what it is? And it's the same. It's the same everywhere, really. I mean, I don't know if you watch any Scottish Premier League, but like when anyone's playing Celtic or Rangers, they will really up their game, right? Play like that 38 games a season instead of just like 4 or 8 games a season. Yeah. It's like when Aberdeen are playing Rangers, oh my God, the players are all dead hyped up and psyched up for it, right? Yeah. And then they'll go away and get beat by Kilmarnock 3-0.
Yeah.
after beating Rangers 2-1 or something. Yeah. But it's like, I mean, this season, right? We've got a free hit, right? We've got a free hit because everyone's going to be thinking, it's just another promoted side, man. How many promoted sides have we beaten in the last 3 seasons? Every one of them, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, we've got Captain Fantastic, Bernard Jacker, and we've got the roof on fire, right? Yeah. And not gelled. And the teams are going to be looking at Sunderland, they're going to say, aye, Sunderland, they've had a couple of decent results, but they're going to be looking at our Burnley results. We'll beat these, man. We'll beat these. And that's the attitude. I want them to go in. I want them to underestimate it. Just like, Brentford thought it was done and done after they went 1-0 up.
They did.
Yeah. And West Ham thought they just had to, pre-match, outside the tavern, I was talking to a load of West Ham fans, and we'll easily beat you lads, like, he is really? Okay. And like a couple of them were saying, I'll take a draw, but they were saying, we've got to start off, we've got to win, and they were saying, look at the players, we've got Brazil internationals playing on our side and that. And I was thinking, oh crap, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Malta, Sunderland is a team of virtual full internationals.
It is. But
did you see how many they had actually on international duty now? There's about, 18 of the first team squad or something out there?
Yeah, if you include the 100 as well.
I thought Chris Rigg would have been called up, because I seen him being called up, and I thought it would have been the 21s, but he's...
I think Maureen said he captained the under-18s or something
19s.
like that. Under-19s and the 3-3 draw with Spain.
Mm-hmm. That was good result,
Yeah, I'm sure it was Maureen who posted something earlier on about that.
Spain are not half bad. Like at every level, Spain are bloody amazing. I mean, look at the Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, Mayenda was with the 21s, wasn't he? With the Spanish 21s. I would have liked to seen Roofs in goal last night for Holland. I think that would have been really good for his experience. They were always going to win, even though they went 2-2 at one point, but they were comfortable, Holland. But I would have liked to seen him start the game last night.
I think he'll get a game, during these qualifiers.
Aye, definitely. Once it's all tied up and that.
Yeah, because the other Dutch goalkeeper is going to... The other Dutch goalkeeper is going to concede a lot of goals because he ain't got a defence in front of him, has he? Yeah. The one that went to Man United.
Oh, yeah. Aye, exactly, aye. What about Onana going to Trabzonspor? I mean, that you might as well just went down to Coventry or somewhere like that.
It's probably too good for him.
Aye, definitely, absolutely. Something's just gone amiss.
You should have went to Borough, to be honest.
Aye.
Just going to catch up on the chat. Michael Atkinson says when Eric Gates ended his career at Carlisle at midweek away game, the manager told him to warm up, ready for the late sub, so he got up and went down the tunnel to the bath.
Definitely, and I think he would have as well.
I went to a friendly once at Brunton Park and Eric Gates scored, and he went up to the Sunderland fans and gave them the bird, the finger, just jokingly, like, and we all cheered him and that, you know. Dougie Stewart says this is a better Monday than last week. This time last week I was in hospital. Glad you're feeling better. England played under Cardsley, says Maureen. Good hello to L12 Bong. He's in the chat. England, says Gary. Hall says always play the names, not the form players. Maureen says watch Northern Ireland v Germany. Know what you mean about the German player. Gary says that's only down to arrogance, Malta, replying to what you said before. David Richardson says, oh, hi, Cabby, I'm the one that called you today. How are you doing, David, lad? You're okay, good to see you. Andrew Moore, that was only Ruth's first senior call-up last night. He'll be in their first choice as well. He's already turning into a fan's favourite as well, like, isn't he?
He is.
And there's not many goals. The only goals to mention at the minute, it's 0-0 against Scotland, Belarus. Croatia 1-0 up against Montenegro. Greece a goal down at home to Denmark. Israel are beating Italy 1-0.
That's a big turn up for the books.
It is. Kosovo 1, Sweden 0, and Switzerland have just scored a second against Slovenia, and of course Granit Xhaka is in that lineup. Do not get injured, whatever you do.
Fingers crossed.
We were just talking before, because I mean you guys weren't here, about like the Aston Villa game coming up. It's going to be all about the Bradley Lowry campaign, the Cancer Has No Colours campaign. So it's going to be a special day for Bradley Lowry's family, I'm sure. And we were talking about how good Chelsea were when the Bradley Lowry scored that penalty and he got match of the day, goal of the month, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's going to be a good day. That we've also been talking about Romain Mundle has been seen training in the gym at his rehabilitation program, and a lot of Sunderland fans really think Mundle has got what it takes to step up to the Premier League, and quite a few of them on social media have saying they would like to see him more than they would a Dingra. I mean, what do you guys think of that, Gaz, Malta?
I would say not yet. You know, Dingra is an established, fully fledged Premier League player. Has been for so many years now with Brighton and stuff like that. I still think, you know, he's a strong lad. You know what I mean? He's definitely got the build, and he's got the technique and skill to get up there. But I think as we're in these choppy waters at the minute, I think stick to what we know, keep to where we're playing, and you know, get a safety or get a cushion before we start like experimenting.
I think as well, I mean, there's already talk that scouts are watching Adingra and Diarra to see how they perform in the Premier League, because you've got that, you know, your Arsenals and your Villas, you know, those teams who are in Europe, in the Champions League, in the Europa, thinking, right, these lads, let them do a year at Sunderland and see how they perform. Mundle, he's a good player. I do like him, and I think he will get his opportunity during SAFCON. But also, you know, he's got to prove himself as well. You know, Dingra's an international. You know, he's scored goals in the Premier League. He's terrorized some Premier League defenses. Yeah. So that's where he's my first choice right now. But again, we've seen Mayenda step up. I think we all knew Ballard and Hume were Premier League material even before last season. And we've seen Isidore now. He's our top goal scorer. He's scored more goals than Man United's own goals. Top scorer, 2 own goals.
Really pleased for Isidore, like, 'cause he went through that purple patch in the championship, didn't he? Like, but I mean, yeah, good for him. Do you know what I mean? Let's just hope he gets from strength to strength. You know, I mean,
Do you know what though? Like with Isidore, right? Stu I didn't think it was any fault of his own. I just think it was just how Labrie wanted to play. We wanted to put more faith and trust in the Meander and stuff like that. And I didn't think Isidore's done anything wrong to really come out of the team. I just feel.
Oh.
It was It was a long season to come to that sort of stage and that point where there was a lot of tight legs. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah, I think Isidore lost some of the fans when he failed against Burnley from a penalty spot twice.
well, I mean, when you put like confidence, do you know what I mean? But I'm just glad, like, obviously, but. I wouldn't start him. I think you get them sort of players, them super subs used to have, like, God rest his soul. What's he called? Diego Jota. He was that sort of player, that would come on, and Trossard does it for Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? The content, they're happy, they know what the job role is, and they know what the game plan is. And I think Isidore is proving that we've got that strength and depth on the bench for when we need to call on them.
Yeah,
and the tactical master, Regis Labrie, says, I've got my starting team and I've got my finishing team. You can make 5 subs in the Premier League. That's half your outfield team, right?
Yeah.
And if you use the subs properly, you can bring on a terror like Isidore, who is like, he's going to be running defenses down, right? And he's going to be, the defenders are going to be 70 minutes, the legs are heavy. Why do you think Isidore, and he's getting that opportunity? And I can remember, like, in the past we've had subs come on, and do the business. And I mean, not just at Sunderland, again, I've seen it. You see it, the teams who really use their squad well, right? And you know what it is? There is space for Hume, You never know. I mean, not Hume. There is space even for people like Dan Neil. I'd love to see him get some sub appearances. If we've got a game, closed out, we might be 3-0 or something, right? Might not be Xhaka, but we can take Diarra off. I would not take Xhaka off, right? For all the pink slices in Sunderland.
Yeah.
Do you know what though? Like, just talking about that, how nice is it that you can even contemplate that we've got a bench, like we've actually got a bench that could probably turn up in the championship and get me at the playoffs.
Well, they did.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Exactly. I know. But how long ago is it since we can actually turn around and say we haven't got like number 89 sat there just to make the numbers up and stuff like that? Like, we've got a full strength team that will probably go and do well in the cups. Well, obviously not that cup, like, but you know what I mean? But they'll go and do a job to keep the club ticking over in these rough times that we're going to be facing throughout the season.
Yeah. And I think, CABBIE and myself had this discussion during the game against Huddersfield, and both of us were of the opinion that we just didn't bother turning up. It wasn't a case of we didn't turn up, it was a case of we didn't bother when we turned up. And it just made me wonder whether the club had been told, look, we're not that bothered about the League Cup, the Mickey Mouse Cup, whatever it is, the one that Newcastle won last season. Just go out and, don't get injured.
Yeah.
And as a result, we did struggle. I mean, we were pants, to be fair. And the FA Cup's not where it was. I mean, we discussed this last week as well. The FA Cup's not what it was. Not since the FA gave Man United permission not to take part. It used to be the world's premier knockout trophy.
That's right.
It's just money now, when it's all about the money. But let's be honest, right? We need to get to January with a 15-point cushion from the drop zone before Ollie's going off to Africa and abandon us.
Fingers crossed, eyes crossed.
Exactly. Aye. So the game plan's working. Get out these cups. We're not bothered about them. survival is absolutely priority, and we just, keep everybody fit where we can, and everyone just obviously, contributes when needed and to be called upon. We're not asking for a lot. We just need a 15-point cushion. That's it.
Yeah, Michael Atkinson in the chat's got a very good point. We do tend to start games slowly.
Mm-hmm.
We take it. We're very cagey, right, for the first sort of 20 minutes minimum, if not the first hour. But our style of counter-attacking play, and the fact that we've got the likes of Isidore on the bench, potentially Mundell, and several others on the bench that are quick. You bring them on, and as you say, leaden legs after 70 minutes, you just skin them. And that's what Isidore's done. His 2 goals were basically he was quicker than the defenders because he was fresh.
Yeah. But I think like Crystal Palace for me is going to be one of them. We're away from home. We're coming up to a team that's probably the most up and coming in the Premier League, I would say. From last season coming into this season. Yeah, they've lost Essay, but they're a very strong tactical team. And I think this is where the game of chess will start. And obviously I appreciate someone says in the chat there that we do start, slower and cagey and whatever it might be. But I think it's just about, feeling the game, understanding where people's gone, where watching the game unfold, and then bang, once we get that opportunity, the opening, that's what they sort of look for. But I think Crystal Palace are well organised. I think probably it's the organised more team than we're going to ever play so far this season. And I think it'll give us a good understanding of where these players are. And I think with a click that's starting to happen that we're seeing in different parts of the field, I just hope to God we capitalise on that and we hold our own, which we should do. But I think it's going to be one of them games where it's either a scrappy 0-0 or I think we pinch it. The only thing is Mateta up front. That's my big worry, where he is very powerful, very, very powerful. And without Ballard being in there, I'm a bit...
To be honest, Alderete...
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be honest with you. He's an upgrade on Ballard.
He's good.
He is very good.
I've not heard one bad word about him by any fan.
No. There's not. It is. There's the Ballard. He's great, but he's still learning. Right?
Yeah.
Alderete has done it in La Liga. He's done it against Lamal and against all of the Real Madrid Galacticos, right? Yeah. He's done it in the Champions League, and I still can't believe we're signing him. We've robbed him.
Crazy, isn't it?
£10 million. You're bloody joking, aren't you?
And Ronaldo was a class player before he got injured, and he could skin most forwards because he was as quick can be. But after he did his knee, it slowed him down a bit. Whether he gets his full speed back or not, I don't know. But he's still a damn good addition to the team for the simple reason he's still bloody quick. Just maybe he's not as quick as he was.
Do you think these players, right, that we're getting, do you think it's got to do something with the chairman? Because obviously, I don't know if any of you seen him last season, Dembele has sat with him in the stadium, watching a game. And I'm thinking, is that tripping here or what? Is Dembele actually sat with our chairman? Yeah. So he's got to have some sort of influence with these players that's coming here. He has to have.
I mean, his family were massive in Marseille, weren't they? They won his dad bankrolled Marseille to win the European Cup. And as a result, he's had a lot of ins with a lot of the French-based players.
Right.
And the same with Labrie. Labrie went through the ranks at Lorient as reserve team coach, first team assistant coach, first team coach. And he brought on quite a number of young players. And that's what Regis was renowned for in France, was the fact that he brought young players through and got them to the standard where they were able to go off and play for people like Paris Saint-Germain and Marseille and Toulouse, and go off into Serie A and play for the big Italian teams. And yes, he was a total unknown when he came to Sunderland.
Yeah.
I was going to quickly catch up on the chat. Gary Hoyle says, shout out for Mickey Joyce, who's recovering from open heart surgery. Get well soon.
Get well soon.
Absolutely. Anything else I've missed? Most of you guys have covered. I don't know if you've mentioned Stephen Taylor says, yeah, fair enough, Andrew, but still not as good as Fairclough. Would score nearly every time he came on, but couldn't hit a Bondor if he started.
Yeah, Man United had a player like that. Solskjaer.
Yeah.
Was great as a sub.
Yeah, super sub.
Great as a sub.
It's a tricky one, Palace, isn't it? They've always kind of been a little bit of a thorn in our side, Palace, haven't they? I mean, I remember the playoff semi-final at the Stadium of Light, and we were just about to go through, and they scored right at the death, and it should have been a foul on, I think it was on our keeper, and they scored right at the death to take it to penalties, and then they beat us on penalties that season. Of course, Sunderland went up the next season. They got promoted, but I was in the pub in Brighton. I was living down Brighton at the time. I remember watching it, surrounded by Palace fans, and they're all left. And then when they heard it went on to penalties, all came running back in. The sods, wouldn't believe it. But yeah, they've always been a decent side, haven't they? I mean, and they certainly seem to be starting off well this season. They've only been to Selhurst Park twice, I think. Once it was in the FA Cup and one was in the League Cup, the days of Kevin Phillips. But certainly they've got a good crowd down there. They're certainly noisy and boisterous, aren't they?
Yeah. I remember seeing, it must have been 74, FA Cup quarter-final at Roker Park. Malcolm Allison was the Crystal Palace manager, and they did us 2-1 at home. We were obviously FA Cup holders at the time, and we got beaten in the quarterfinals, if I'm not mistaken, 2-1 off Crystal Palace at Roker Park. And that, I'm sure that Roker Park was absolutely crammed that day. I think there was something pushing 60,000 people in the ground.
Yeah.
That's just nuts.
So I don't know if you watched the FA Cup final, and Palace was just great to watch. It was a great game, and they were great to watch. And you were just thinking they just wanted it more. They were hungry.
They deserved it though. Like they literally did deserve it.
Totally deserved it, and that what it is. We've got to be careful. Robbie Hopkins 1-0. That's it. Isidore. 89th minute goal. Take that right now.
I'll take that straight away.
Oh yeah, but you know what it is? We've just got to have faith in Regis. I think we can't go 4, 5, 6 games losing every away game.
No.
We've got to make sure we can hold a result together. And again, I mean, all these lads have been on international duty, right? And they'll be speaking to the Maras and they'll be saying, Sunderland. And they'll say, I saw that West Ham game, And they'll be coming back charged up that. You know what it is? We've got to do for Regis. They've got to do it for the private jet and Blink and Kirill, and for the fans.
I think I seen on Twitter though, they've got the bridges in now with like all the new signings and obviously the people who haven't got international duty, so that they're still working really hard behind the scenes, like getting everyone. There's no holidays, mid international break holidays or like that. They're in the training ground now at the Academy of Light. So it's, I mean, here's a question for you, right? For everyone in the chat and you guys as well, right? Our next 3 games look a very tricky 3 games, right? 3 points would you take from all of them? Would you be happy with 3 points?
Yes.
I think 4.
4?
A win, a
I
draw,
think
and a
it's gonna
loss.
be
Yeah.
a win, a loss, and a draw. I think we're going to get a draw against Palace.
I'll take a point.
I've
definitely.
gone for. I reckon a 0-0 draw. For that.
0-0, I've gone.
I think we're going to beat Forest, and Villa will just have a little bit too much forward.
You think so?
I think it might be the other way around.
Do you know what?
I think we're likely to get beat off Forest, and we're likely to do Villa.
Forest got beat. Was it 3-0 at home?
Bournemouth.
And that was their first home defeat for ages.
Yeah, but remember the last time Forest got beat, and then the following game they won 7-0.
How do you think we'll cope against Leeds then? How do you think we'll be similar to Burnley?
I think we'll beat Leeds.
You think we'll beat Leeds?
You know what?
Yep.
I think we will as well. I don't know if anybody picked up on the Leeds' CEO's when he was talking about PSR and how Sunderland were at that sweetest spot and the best ever in the PSR sort of regime, and that we've got there by getting promoted from League One and then getting promoted from the Championship with 0 losses, right? A really, really small wage budget, and then we sold our 2 major assets for full cash.
Yeah.
I think I want to be that guy though with Leeds, because I've seen 2 sides of Leeds. The one that obviously got pumped off Arsenal, but the game with Newcastle, I just felt like I just felt like, oh my god, like. But again, was it Newcastle being rubbish that day, or was it just Leeds? It seemed so strong, like they were closing everything down and they couldn't breathe in Newcastle, and they were just coming and coming and coming. But I think this is where Sunderland will play their game in terms of slowing that down. Not, in a game we'll do this with probably every club that we come up against this season. We stop them playing their, what they've been training for all week, all the stuff behind the scenes that they've been looking at Sunderland. As long as we stop that and we get them with a surprise element, that's the way we're going to have to win. We're going to have to win dirty, gritty, and just getting stuck in. So for me, Leeds, it depends on what Leeds turns up.
And hopefully they will have had a Christmas hangover, too much pudding in that. 27th of December is... Not that I know the dates for bloody all the games, but 27th of December.
It's the one game I want to go to. Obviously, living in Barnsley, it's like half an hour from me. Is for Leeds, like I just always feel like you got to get one of these atmospheres like every time.
Leeds away. It's midweek, March the 4th, Wednesday night. Me and our kid are going down, and my uncle, he's a Leeds fan, so we're going to meet him after the game as well.
Perfect. I'll probably meet you then anyway.
Right, lads. I'll have to. I've got to go and pick my son up. So I'll have to cut the show early tonight. I've got to go and pick it's just a one-off. I've got to go to Cadets and pick him up. So I will have to end it. I'm afraid. Like I say, don't forget this Thursday. I know you guys can't make it because you're working, but you can watch it back. I've got the one and only Nick Barnes on the show this Thursday between 10 and 11 o'clock, so it'll be a good watch. You can always watch it back if you work. And I think Kev's just messaged us. He says he's going to possibly make it before. He has been on the show before, Nick Barnes. Very knowledgeable bloke. Great bloke as well to talk to. So I'm looking forward to that on this Thursday.
Yeah,
I'll have it on in the background.
I should be able to make that as well, Cabby.
Hey?
I should be able to make that.
Yeah, just keep us updated. Anyone, like I say, he's all welcome. I totally understand if you can't because you're working and all that. Sorry I've had to cut it short, but I do appreciate your time, Rob, Gaz and Malta. I do appreciate it very much, and everybody in the chat as well. I want to say thank you, and we'll be back to it. Be interesting what we're going to be talking about on Monday. Another 3 points for the MACKEMs against Palace. That'll be nice, wouldn't it?
It'll be nice to come onto that, mate. I tell you.
Wear tweed, Cabby, if you've got any on Thursday.
You what, mate?
Wear tweed.
Oh yes, absolutely. I don't know if have you ever
Rob as well.
have you seen that Thatcher's advert, the advertising the side, and they've got that little animation bloke jumping about. That's Nick Barnes. Watch it. That's him 100%.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll have to go and have a great night, lads. Okay, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
See you all later.
Cheers all. Cheers everybody.
See you later. It's all right now.
Bye bye.